broken windows, burned books, and graffiti. That's what leaders at Wisconsin Family Action found this morning after their offices were vandalized. To celebrate the Dane County Farmers Market's 50-year anniversary, this year, the Hitch Your Wagon to the Market fundraiser will allow professional and amateur artists to paint and decorate wagons on the Capitol Square.
Oh, what an assignment today. Did you enjoy, was this your first time at the square, or was it, are you a regular?
I'm a regular. I love the farmers market. It is so much fun. It was so great to see everybody out in the nice weather today. So, love it.
Okay.
It was 2 years ago this spring when the Stoughton Police Department used mannequins to curb growing concerns about speeding in the city. That will no longer be the case. It's been 44 days since Russia first invaded Ukraine, and ever since, its impact has continued to touch the lives of people all across the globe, including here in Wisconsin. On a cold, sunny Madison day, there is one thing that always can bring people together. The Dane County Farmers Market, that is. Making its official return this morning, the market welcomed an excited crowd to the start of the spring season. In their 16 years of operation, representatives of the anti-abortion nonprofit say that this is the first time that they've been targeted so aggressively. They believe the vandalism was motivated by last week's Supreme Court leak indicating the possible overturning of Roe v. Wade. The group's president tells us they won't let the damage take away from their stance and will remain strong against abortion.
Actually, it's people who perpetrated this against us that, they're free to disagree with us, but they're not free to destroy property. They're not free to threaten individual lives and safety. That's not how this needs to go.
Arson investigators have so far confirmed that at least one Molotov cocktail was thrown at the office. Madison Police and Fire are still investigating this attack. In a written statement, Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes said the acts of violence, including the destruction of property, do not aid in any cause. He says federal partners have been made aware of this incident, and he'll have more updates to share tomorrow afternoon. Tonight at 10, I'll share more of an in-depth look at the damage left behind at Wisconsin Family Action and share more from group leaders on growing political unrest. The Department of Transportation to lower the speed limit on Highway 151. Now, the start of tomorrow's Highway 151 construction is what some community members say is a long-awaited solution.
But it literally only takes a second, and I've seen, in the 2 years we've been here, I've seen at least 8 crashes, and bad crashes. Like the thing where somebody comes out and they're either trying to go across the street, just trying to cross the intersection, or they misjudge it while they're trying to turn left, and you misjudge how fast the car's coming. Well, you're thinking, hey, they're only supposed to be going 25 off around this corner.
Each roundabout will require overnight road closures for about 12 to 14 days. Tonight on News 3 Now, I'll explain why some people in the area say the wait is entirely worthwhile.
All right, thanks so much.
Today, members of the Janesville community gathered to spotlight the stories of refugees and Ukrainian citizens. Through a fundraising event called Music for Ukraine, organizers used fellowship, song, and prayer to uplift the voices of Ukrainian refugees.
This is a community event, and we want to reach out and say we're thinking of you and praying for you and hoping for the best.
Through music, event organizers wanted to offer comfort and hope to community members. Tonight at 10, I'll explore the stories of families directly impacted by the crisis in Ukraine and share some additional resources to help those in need.
All right, thanks so much, Tamia.
It's been fabulous. A little chilly, but it's Wisconsin. We don't, if it's April and it's not snowing, that's kind of a victory.
After spending the last couple of months indoors, local business owners like Jeff Ford of Crest Spring Bakery are excited to return to the square.
But it's been really busy out here. People are clearly really excited to be back outside. This is where we make our living. Almost all of our sales come at the farmers market.
Many local vendors and visitors expressed their excitement for today's return, noting that in recent years, the pandemic has altered their market experience.
I really like seeing this many people out because during COVID, I feel like we couldn't all gather in this way. And so I think it's great being super close to everyone again and seeing everyone excited to buy local product.
The market season will run through November 12th. I really loved your sizzle reel, Rachel, and I had seen the interview that you did with President Vladimir Putin, back asking what he was afraid of in terms of addressing political corruption and really seismic shifts in that country. In those nerve-wracking moments, how do you keep your composure and push for truth? And what advice would you give to young journalists who are, nervous on taking on those scary moments, whether it be covering the insurrection or interviewing the president of a foreign country?
Y'all, I still get nervous. I know that's like hard for people to believe. Sometimes every time I say that, I'm like, yeah, of course I get nervous. Anytime you're in the room. I think the confidence though comes from knowing your stuff, right? You gotta know your stuff. When you know your research, when you've researched, you've done your homework, that is the confidence that you bring. And so, the Putin exchange, the moment that I had with...
Question for Derek Johnson. So Tamia, fire away.
Yes, President Johnson, it's so nice to speak to you today. Thank you so much for taking time with us. I was wondering that with your We're Done Dying hashtag being set to mobilize and encourage people to demand change and action in policing and governing, I was wondering what the significance was for you in deciding to end it on November 3rd, and how will you continue that work after November 3rd?
Well, thank you for the question. And so our hashtag We're Done Dying is the pivot for us to stop talking about the problem and become the solution that we're looking for. November 3rd is only a juncture